Just another fun story about the Book of Mormon. And it's from early church history. Not in the Book of Mormon. This is from church history about the Book of Mormon. It was June 1830 in a little town called Mendon, New York. It was in the evening when Phineas, a Methodist circuit preacher, was on his way home. He'd been out on circuit preaching, and on his way home he stopped at a place called the Tomlinson Inn there in Mendon for dinner. And while he was eating and talking with the family that owned the inn, a roughly dressed stranger, a young man, came up to him, held out a book and said, quote, "There is a book, sir, and I wish you to read it." Phineas hesitated for a moment, and then he said, "Pray, sir, what book do you have?" The young man said, "The Book of Mormon, or as some people call it, the Golden Bible." "Ah," said Phineas, "then it purports to be a revelation." "Yes," said the young man, "it is a revelation from God." Phineas took the book. It was brand new, newly printed, and at the young man's direction, he turned to the back of the book and read the testimony of the witnesses. Testimony of the 3 witnesses and the 8 witnesses. And when Phineas finished reading, he looked up at the young man and said, "If you will read this book with a prayerful heart and ask God to give you a witness, you will know of the truthfulness of this work." "What is your name?" Phineas asked. The young man answered, "My name is Samuel Harrison Smith." "Ah," said Phineas, "you're one of the witnesses." "Yes," said Samuel, "I know the book to be a revelation from God, translated by the gift and power of the Holy Ghost, and that my brother Joseph Smith Jr. is a prophet, seer, and revelator." Well, skeptical at first, Phineas agreed to read the book because in his mind he considered it his duty to, quote, "prove all things and hold fast that which is good." He took the book home. And over the next 2 weeks, Phineas read the book through from cover to cover twice. Not only did he not find the errors he was expecting, Phineas was converted by the book. He then lent the book to his father, who read it and declared it to be, quote, the greatest work he had ever seen. Phineas then gave the book to his sister, who read it and declared it to be, quote, a revelation. And so it went down through the family, each person in turn believing this book to be a new revelation from God. From that one book came Phineas, his father, his sister, and all his brothers, including the brother Brigham Young, the second president of the church, and the family of Heber C. Kimball, John P. Green, and many others. From that one book came a small group of believers, the Mendon branch, don't run over the dog, numbering some 60 people. Samuel was called, and as you know the story of Samuel as a missionary, Samuel was called and set apart as a missionary just days after the organization of the church. With no training and nothing, and armed with only a sure testimony and a knapsack full of books, he went out and preached and endured much tribulation and baptized absolutely no one. And yet, from that lone mission, that first one, he changed the world forever. By small and simple things, are great things brought to pass.